Hello, this is going to be who are your heroes? How do they inspire me and you? This is a bit of a pep talk. I know for me, getting started filmmaking, I for the longest time I was like waiting for someone else to do it, talking about it, dreaming of it, and I constantly wrote like scripts. Producing scripts wasn't the issue. Producing books weren't the issue. Um, but I really, have always been since I was a kiddo uh, into the movies and television and everything entertainment. Like consuming art and entertainment and what I realized at some point was nobody was going to come in with the cavalry with a $100,000 camera and make my movie for me. I was going to have to go out and put the team together and I knew what I wanted and I had a plan and I called it my swing for the fences. Now, I think if you're constantly creating, and while I was trying to swing for the fences, I was also making content on my phone, content on those little camcorders you could get at Walmart for like $200. I was, I really invested in any way possible. Okay, so what I'm going to tell you today is don't wait. Um, it all it does is it puts the more you wait, the more you wait for the perfect time because that's just a myth. There is no perfect time, and yeah, you want it to look a certain way. Yeah, you want people to be able to act and invest in your actors, and you'd be surprised with your local talent because I found some amazing talent nearby in Ohio, and there's some amazing talent here in Kentucky, and and I met people at festivals when I would go out with my other projects and pitch them. And so I eventually found some really talented people to work with on a regular basis. And then there's people who I've known all my life, it seems like, who had those hidden talents. And, when I do those shorts, I invest in them. And, you, it's simple, but not easy. It's some of the hardest work I've ever done, but it's some of the most rewarding too. And I guess the first lesson I would tell you is you need a script. Some people are able to improv and do that. I am a writer first, and I'm probably from the school of Kevin Smith, where writer is king. And now I allow people a little wiggle room. We always do a shot where the actors get to run with it, and we also do one take where the cinematographer can do anything he wants. But don't wait for someone to give you permission. And if you need someone to give you permission, I give you permission. Um, I I made my passion project, my dream project, Letters to Daniel, and it took us 6 days to shoot it. But it was like a 6 or 7 year gestation process because between waiting or shopping it to someone else before realizing you're going to hear a lot of people say no, and you're going to hear a lot of people tell you that you can't possibly do this if you insist on writing, producing, directing. And I think if you do take your phone at the very least, and if you take your phone or you take one of those little camcorders or whatever, and you get out there and you just start filming, it'll be the greatest film school. Like there's Film Courage, there's Film Riot, there's uh and there's also, you can YouTube it, and there is a difference. I'd be lying between but in Film Courage, you get legit a lot of really good, solid information on screenwriting, on directing, and I would say do that. Um, just do it. That's my recommendation. Just pick up your phone. If you have no money, write a very simple, low budget, no budget. Think about what you have that you can use, and write that script. Um, and it can, and if you like doing horror, do horror. I don't. I do dramas. I do romances. We did, we're doing a web series, which is kind of like The Godfather and The Sopranos, as if women, like, it tells it from a perspective of survivors of a mob hit on their family, twin sisters. Um, I feel, and the more you do it, the more you get comfortable with do it, the more, and the people you work with, the more you get comfortable working with them, and you kind of coalesce into a little family. Um, and the coolest part of that is when the other parts of the family start creating too. And so the first step is write that script, whether it's a feature or a short or a web series, a TV show, whatever you envision it to be. Because you can take your phones and just do it if you have to. And in fact, I think I'm going to shoot a feature this summer that way, because I'm not having any responses from my would-be DPs, and one family kind of is going through it. Uh, so write that script. And so, how do you write a script? You don't have to have script writing software if you're not going to the industry, but I would, and if you're like self-producing, self-directing, all that, just make sure you get it copyrighted when you're finished, because that's the chain of title. If it's a feature, and you'll definitely need chain of title. So you'll start with the copyright of the screenplay, and then you'll do the copyright of the film when it's finished, and have all your actors sign something to the effect that so you have all the documents ready, so when you come to the distribution, uh, you are able to do that. But that's further down the road. I recommend telling a personal story, and you can frame that personal story in any genre you like. I tend to do dramas because they're easy to do, low budget, and horror is that way too. But you can write any story you want, and you can utilize your house. You can set dress your house. Maybe your friend has one. Maybe someone in your family does. Um, but start with that screenplay and putting in your mind as a producer, half of the way, this is what I have to work with. So this is the kind of story I'm going to tell, and I tell the story, and you write it. And I would recommend writing 3 to 5 pages a day, because it'll discipline you. And yes, what that means is turn the TV off. Get off social media for a time period. Like, block out a time where it's just you and the written material. Be selfish with your time. If you have it's good if you have a partner in crime who can organize you, who can, you know, really be behind you. If you're a creative, it'd be great if you had a business side partner. If you have a brain for both, that's even better. But just focus on that script for now. Do you want to retell a fairy tale? Do you want to tell the next Scream, the next, or and basically put your spin on it. There is nothing stopping you. Technology has advanced such that a laptop and a phone and an external hard drive will get you everywhere. And DaVinci, I'll go into all the other stuff. Soft screenwriting software. There's Celtic subscription, but I will say Final Draft is the industry standard. When you start getting bigger, you will want that because they will be able to tell, and they may not be happy looking at something else. But some people use Writer Duet. Some people, so there's all kind. There's all kinds. Movie Magic, Screenwriter, Movie Magic. Um, but if you don't have the money for that, if you are self-producing, if you are self-directing, if you are a one-man shop, uh, definitely you have, as long as you have Microsoft Word, you are fine. Just tap action slug. I can't tell you everything, but the character is 5 tabs. The dialogue is 3 tabs. Everything else is flush against the left hand side. And when you fade out, fade in, or do transitional shots, try to stay. If you're self producing, it doesn't matter. You can put whatever you want in it. Um, I'll get into bigger levels later. Uh, but just, and then get a YouTube channel, name your production company, make the handle your name, and just I give you permission to write that script, and we'll start at that. And right now, I have some projects that I'll tell you about. When Doves Cry, um, Hope, reimagining one woman's journey overcoming stigma, Letters to Matthew, the documentary, Letters to Matthew, the narrative script. There's a feature film called Cracking Open that I'm probably going to shoot on this phone this summer. Um, what you call it? And I think uh, that's it. I'll talk. Cemetery is one I think I'm supposed to be doing for a friend. I just hope I can squeeze her in there. And she's, I think, so because it's a beautiful script. It's a fantastic, it's a fabulous story, and I've really been wanting to do it, and it's just hard because I've been very very busy, and I'm writing a book. So we'll talk about that another time, but write that script, and when we check in next time, maybe, and if you like this content, click like and subscribe and leave a comment below about what kind of story you want to tell, or about your adventures in the screen trade, as they would say. And we'll take this journey together.